Hello, friends. This is Helen from Jerusalem. Thank you for being together with us in the Middle East Vigil service, week after week, being together, holding the energy. Today, Efrat is not with us, so we are going to miss the local.
Hi, good evening, dear friends.
Oh,
Efrat.
Efrat, hello. What is happening? I thought I heard Efrat's voice. Is Efrat here? No. Okay. Okay. So we're going to miss her energy and her her presentation, but she's with us with her heart. And I will continue today for I think the last time to bring what we began with the announcement of the recognition of the Palestinian states a few weeks ago. So, Sasha, please, if you can put the maps so we can relate. Thank you. Thank you. So we have a map here with five different time slots. Last week we got up to 1967, where the Israelis captured those areas in the West Bank, Syria, and Egypt. And 1967 was a turning point in the configuration of the Middle East. We can see it in the map. The borders in the region were reshaped by Israel's capture of the Sinai from Egypt, the West Bank from Jordan, Gaza from Egypt, and the Golan Heights from Syria. You can see this in the third map. And this intensified the regional conflict and also the militarization of the area. What happened after the 6 Days War is that the Arab countries, Egypt, Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, and Iraq were deeply affected, and it shaped their military defeats, their regional rivalries, and sorry, and there was also the intervention of foreign countries like the Soviet Union and the Europeans and the Americans. There were multiple attempts at peace negotiations after 1967 that were aimed at resolving the Arab-Israel conflict and the Israeli-Palestinian issue. The Israelis have been called by the United Nations, to withdraw from occupied territories in exchange for peace and recognition of sovereignty and security for every state in the region. But for 10 years, the motto of the Arab countries and of the Palestinians was what we know as the three no's. No peace with Israel, The Arab states pledged not to make peace with Israel, rejecting any settlement, any normalization, no recognition of Israel, no negotiations with Israel. The Arab leaders rejected entering in direct negotiations or talks with Israel. And this was immediately after 1967. Most of the wars between the Arabs and Israelis were generated by Palestinian issues. And still, the Palestinians and the PLO, the Palestinian Liberation Organization, were excluded from direct peace talks. The peace efforts after 1967 existed, but were complicated by disputes, by mutual distrust, and the exclusion of Palestinians. Only later did the PLO enter negotiations, which brought to attempts of mutual recognition. With the refugees, the 1967 war, 67 war led to a new wave of refugees. Inside the West Bank and Gaza, the Israeli occupation brought land confiscations, settlement expansion. You can see this in the last two maps. What's left of Palestinian territories, the green. It brought home demolitions, displacement, and a lot of misery, worsening living conditions. And all this prevented the return or the resettlement of the refugees. So those were refugees that from 1948 till, and the ones that were added in 1967. Many of these refugees fled to Jordan, Syria, and Lebanon, joining existing camps. And many of those refugees have been denied citizenship and social rights in the host countries like Lebanon and Syria, which led to poverty and the lack of basic human rights. The humanitarian situation was aggravated by periodic military operations and further waves of forced displacement. Without entering into more history details, more wars happened between Israel and the Arab countries, followed by peace negotiations between Egypt and Israel, for instance, and between the PLO and Israel. In the process, the two peacemakers, Anwar el-Sadat from Egypt and Yitzhak Rabin from Israel, have been killed by their own people for trying to create better relations among people. It's quite a message to the world from this area. From there, 1967, the developments in the area brought us till today's reality. All this attempt to put some light in the conflict between Israel and its neighbor arose from the declaration of many countries to recognize the state of Palestine. This is why I allowed myself to bring a short, very non-professional historic continuum. So thank you for bearing with me. Before we get into meditation, I would like to share a personal experience I had in 1967 when the borders between Israel and Jordan opened. I entered the old city of Jerusalem with both immense joy and great sadness and lots of hope. The joy of the Arab and the Jewish parts of myself finally being united. The sadness knowing that the gate of this age-old enmity is not closed. And hope that there's a chance for mutual acceptance and peace. So thank you, friends, for being with us every week. Let us shed light in the area for the best of all. Over to you, Uta.
Okay, now you can hear me. Yeah. Thank you very much, Helen, for this account of the heart and of the mind. Throwing light, as you said, on the situation, and at the same time bringing your heart and your personal experience also. I think that to combine these two, bringing the mind and the heart to this work, this is really what is required. Thank you, everybody, that we do this together. Okay, so let us do our meditation work. We settle into our body, just breathing a bit, holding in our inner silence what we have heard. Let our heart resonate to it. And let our mind open to more and more light on this complex situation. And standing as souls in incarnation together in the will to peace. Let us visualize ourselves on a mountain top, being linked with each other by threads of light, heart to heart, mind to mind, soul to soul. And we know that we are connected energetically with all soul-guided service as part of the Ajna center of the planet. And as such, we stand midway between the manifest world and the higher realms. From here, let's just take a inclusive look at humanity, in its current situation. Taking in for a moment all these many places of inflammation, within the body, the etheric body of the planet, the emotional body of the planet, the friction between different thought forms, ideologies, beliefs. And the new wanting to emerge. And within this planetary situation, let us focus now on the Middle East region, on this interplay between the different nations and ethnic and religious groups in the Middle East, this complex weaving based on this complex history. Just take a moment with this intense planetary vortex on all these levels, mental, emotional, physical. Just witnessing, holding this in our heart. And as we do so, let us open to our ashramic co-workers, into their protective presence. We are not alone in this. So may our minds, our understanding expand into their much wider perspective. The more the light of understanding comes in, the more the situation can be transmuted. So let us stay for a moment with the higher perspective of this situation in the Middle East. And open to it intuitively and instinctually as a vibration. To this intended plan. It is already there. And that will be manifested. Let us envision a time when the liberation from old, outworn forms will be happening not by outer force, not by wars, violence, but by the greatly strengthened life within those forms, the soul life. Soul consciousness, which brings liberation from within. Let us invoke the aid of the Lords of Liberation for this process and for evoking the soul light in humanity. Let the Lords of Liberation issue forth. Let them bring succor to humanity. Let the rider from the secret place come forth, and coming save. Come forth, Almighty One. Let the souls of men awaken to the light, and may they stand with massed intent. Let the fiat of the Lord go forth, the end of war has come. Come forth, Almighty One. The hour of service of the saving force has now arrived. Let it be spread abroad, Almighty One. Let light and love and power and death fulfill the purpose of the coming one. The will to save is here. The love to carry forth the work is widely spread abroad. The active aid of all who know the truth is also here. Come forth, Almighty One, and blend these three. Construct a great defending wall. The rule of evil now must end. See the soul light streaming in. See and sense a shaft of pure golden white light, broad and brilliant, flood West Asia. See a huge column of light pouring through all planes. Hold this column steady in the will to peace. See soul light flooding the mental sphere of the Middle East. See soul light pouring into the astral plane of the Middle East. See soul light pouring into the etheric physical plane of the Middle East, penetrating into the earth, pouring into the old imprisoning patterns, karmic patterns, seeing them dissolving. See this happening throughout the Middle East and throughout the world, for all our relations, for the highest good of all. We anchor the saving force in the Middle East and throughout the world through the sound of the great invocation in Hebrew and in Arabic. מנקודת האור אשר בדעת אל, יזרום האור אל דעת האדם, ירד האור על פני האדמה. מנקודת האהבה אשר בלב האל, תזרום האהבה אל לבבות אנוש. ישוב מורה עולם אל פני האדמה. מהמרכז שבו נודע רצון האל, תנחה תכלית את רצונות אדם, תכלית אותה מורי האנושות יודעים ומשרתים. מהמרכז, אשר נקרא המין האנושי, תוגשם תוכנית האהבה והאור, ויחתם הפתח אל הרע. יהי רצון ויחדשו אור, אהבה, עוצמה, את התוכנית על פני האדמה. אמן.
من نقطة النور في العقل الإلهي ليشع النور في عقول الناس وليهبط النور إلى الأرض. من نقطة الحب في القلب الإلهي ليتسرب الحب في قلوب الناس وليرجع معلم الكون إلى الأرض. من المركز الذي تعرف منها إرادة الله لتقود الغاية إرادة الناس البسيطة، تلك الغاية والتي يدركها المعلمون ويخدمونها. من المركز الذي ندون بالجنس البشري لينتج تسمين الحب والنور ويختم على الباب الذي يقيم به الشر، ليجدد النور والحب والقوة التسمين على الأرض. الله آمين.